What if your actions could speak so loudly that your words become unnecessary? The world tells men to be loud, to be assertive, to dominate with their voice, to fill every space with sound. But the ancient Stoics knew a more profound form of power, a quiet, unshakable energy that leads and influences without a single word. Lead Without Talking, Stoic Power, Male Energy, compiled and published by Stoic ruler. Lesson 1. Silence as Leadership. Imagine a veteran alpha wolf leading its pack through a harsh, unforgiving wilderness. It does not bark incessant orders. It does not need to growl to assert its dominance. It leads through its presence. It walks at the front, its head held high, its gaze fixed on the path ahead with a calm, unwavering focus. The pack follows not because of what the alpha says, but because of what the alpha is, a living embodiment of strength, purpose, and stability. This is the essence of silence as leadership. The inner conflict we face is a product of a modern leadership myth that equates leadership with charismatic oratory. We believe a leader must be the one who is always talking, motivating with speeches, and directing with a constant stream of verbal commands. We fear that if we are silent, we will be perceived as passive, indecisive, or weak. This fear is a powerful motivator for needless, anxious speech. The fundamental problem with this reliance on verbal leadership is that it is often performative, exhausting, and paradoxically can weaken your team. When a leader feels the need to constantly talk, they create a culture of dependency. The team learns to wait to be told what to do, rather than developing their own initiative and problem-solving skills. The leader's constant voice fills all the available space, leaving no room for others to think, to contribute, or to grow. Furthermore, this style of leadership places the leader on a fragile pedestal. Their authority becomes tied to their performance as a speaker. If their words fail, their leadership falters. It is a loud but brittle form of influence. The Stoic philosopher Zeno, founder of the school, famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say." This wasn't just a clever saying. It was a core principle for gathering accurate information about the world before applying reason to it. The constant talker is a man who is information poor, operating on assumptions rather than on the deep intelligence that comes from quiet observation. The transformative solution is to consciously reframe your understanding of silence, seeing it not as an absence of leadership, but as one of its most powerful and sophisticated tools. It is the choice to become the quiet, forward-moving wolf, not the barking dog. The core Stoic idea here is that true leadership is about empowering others, not about commanding them. Your silence can be a profound act of empowerment. It communicates trust. I have set the direction, and I trust you, my team, to use your skills to navigate the terrain. It creates a space for others to step up and demonstrate their own capabilities. By being silent, you gain a significant strategic advantage: informational asymmetry. You are gathering data, observing dynamics, and understanding everyone's position, while your own remains considered and unrevealed. This allows you to act with greater wisdom and precision when you finally do choose to speak. You can begin to integrate this powerful tool into your leadership style with clear, actionable practices. The first is to adopt the question-to-statement ratio. In your interactions with your team or family, make a conscious effort to ask more guiding questions than you give direct orders. Instead of "do X, Y, and Z," try asking, "What do you think is the best way to approach this problem?" Or, "What obstacles do we need to consider?" This fosters thinking and ownership in others. The second practice is to deliberately hold your tongue in meetings. When a problem is presented, resist the impulse to be the first to offer a solution. Create a silent space and see if the team can arrive at the right solution without your intervention. You will often be surprised by their ingenuity, and you reserve your own voice for when it is truly needed to correct course or offer a final, decisive judgment. The benefits of leading with silence are profound. You will build a more resilient, self-reliant, and capable team. The respect they have for you will deepen, as it will be based on their trust in your wisdom and character, not just your ability to give orders. You will find yourself feeling less stressed and burdened, as you will be leading a team of leaders, not a flock of followers. You will make better strategic decisions because you will have the quiet space to think deeply and observe reality without distraction. Your presence, not your voice, will become the primary source of your authority. Your practice exercise is to identify one upcoming meeting or decision. Make a commitment to speak 50% less than you normally would. Use that time to listen with an intensity you have never had before, with the specific goal of understanding the informational landscape of the room. This silent leadership is powered by a quiet, internal confidence that needs no external validation. In our next lesson, we will explore how to build this unshakable form of confidence. If you are ready to become a more powerful leader, please show your support by liking this video. Lesson 2. Power in Quiet Confidence. Picture a master mountain climber, moving with deliberate grace up a sheer granite cliff face. Their confidence is not loud. They are not boasting to the spectators below or shouting affirmations to themselves. Their confidence is quiet, embodied, and absolute. It exists in the precise, secure placement of each hand and foot. It is a confidence born not from ego, but from a deep, intimate knowledge of their own capabilities, forged over thousands of hours of training. This is the nature of true, quiet confidence. The inner conflict we face is a deep confusion between this real confidence and its loud, brittle cousin, arrogance. We see people who talk loudly, boast of their achievements, and dominate conversations, and we mistake this performance for genuine confidence. We believe we must project an image of success to feel confident. The problem with chasing this loud, performative confidence is that it is a mask for deep-seated insecurity. Arrogance is a defense mechanism. It is a desperate attempt to convince others and oneself of a worth that is not felt internally. It needs to be constantly fed with external validation, praise, and the submission of others. It is fragile. The moment it is challenged or ignored, it shatters into anger or despair. This kind of confidence is contingent. It depends on your last success, your latest compliment, your current job title. True, foundational confidence, however, is not contingent on anything external. It is a stable, all-weather state of being. Chasing arrogance prevents you from ever doing the hard, humble work required to build the real thing. The transformative solution is to stop trying to act confident and to start the quiet, disciplined work of building confidence from the inside out. It is the choice to become the climber, focused on your own capabilities, rather than the performer, focused on the audience. The core Stoic idea that grounds this is the dichotomy of control. False confidence is based on things you cannot control, what others think of you, whether you receive praise, whether you win. True Stoic confidence is based entirely on what you can control. Your own character, your own effort, your own integrity, and your response to whatever happens. You become confident not because you are certain you will succeed, but because you are certain that you can handle any outcome, including failure, with virtue and resilience. It is a confidence in your character, not in your circumstances. You can begin to build this authentic, quiet confidence with a powerful, actionable framework, the competence loop. First, pick one specific, learnable skill that is important to you. It could be anything from public speaking to coding to carpentry. Second, commit to a process of deliberate practice. Work on it relentlessly, humbly, and preferably in private. Focus on the process, not the immediate result. Third, after each practice session, engage in objective self-review. Do not just feel good that you did it. Ask, what specifically went well? What specifically needs improvement? What will I focus on next time? This prevents ego inflation and ensures the competence you are building is real. Fourth, achieve a small, tangible, undeniable result. Give one decent speech. Write one clean piece of code. Build one simple, solid box. Fifth, and this is the crucial step, allow that small, proven achievement to fuel your belief in yourself. Let it be the evidence that you are a person who can learn and grow. Use that new, earned confidence to tackle a slightly bigger challenge. This creates a powerful upward spiral. Competence builds real confidence, which fuels the pursuit of greater competence. The benefits of building your confidence this way are life-altering. You will develop a quiet, solid self-assurance that cannot be shaken by the opinions of others or by external setbacks. You will be liberated from the exhausting need to prove yourself. People will be naturally drawn to your authentic, earned confidence and will place their trust in you. You will become more willing to take on difficult challenges, knowing that your self-worth is not tied to the outcome. You will replace the brittle mask of arrogance with the unbreakable strength of a man who knows his own capabilities. Your practice is to start your own competence loop today. Pick one skill. Dedicate just 30 minutes to practicing it with objective self-review. Take the first small step. This quiet confidence is essential for mastering the most turbulent aspect of our inner world, our emotions. In our next lesson, we will explore the Stoic art of mastering emotions. Subscribe to Stoic Ruler to continue forging your unbreakable self. Lesson 3. Mastering emotions with Stoicism. Imagine a master blacksmith plunging a red-hot piece of steel into a trough of water. There is a violent hiss, a huge cloud of steam, an immense struggle between heat and cold. The blacksmith is the calm master of this process. They do not become the fire. They do not become the steam. They are using this intense emotional reaction between the elements to temper the steel, to transform it from a soft, malleable metal into a hard, resilient, and useful blade. Your emotions are that red-hot steel. The inner conflict we face is that we are not the blacksmith. We are the metal. We feel the heat of anger, the chill of fear, or the fire of desire, and we are consumed by it, feeling powerless against its intensity. We believe we are the emotion, and we act accordingly. The problem with being ruled by our emotions is that it makes us unreliable, untrustworthy, and ineffective. A man who is a slave to his anger is a danger to his family and his colleagues. A man crippled by his anxiety cannot lead or take necessary risks. A man driven by his appetites cannot be trusted to act with integrity. Uncontrolled emotions cloud our judgment, destroy our relationships, and prevent us from living a life of purpose. They are the internal tyrants that keep us from our own freedom. A helpful concept here is the idea of the second arrow. The first arrow is the painful event itself, an insult, a setback, a loss. This is often unavoidable. The second arrow is our own emotional reaction to the event, the rage, the shame, the endless rumination. This second arrow is entirely self-inflicted and is the one that does the most damage. A Stoic learns not to shoot himself with the second arrow. The transformative solution is to become the blacksmith of your own soul. It is to learn the Stoic art of using the raw, powerful energy of your emotions to forge a character of tempered steel. The core Stoic idea is not to suppress or eliminate emotions. This is impossible and undesirable. Emotions are natural, like the heat of the forge. The goal is to develop such a strong and rational mind, the blacksmith, that you are no longer burned or controlled by them. This is the path to what the Stoics called apatheia, which is not apathy, but a state of freedom from being ruled by irrational passions. It is the understanding that you are not your emotions. You are the consciousness that observes them. You are the reason that chooses how to respond to them. This practice transforms emotion from a tyrannical master into a valuable servant, a source of information and energy that you can channel for a virtuous purpose. You can begin to master your emotions with a powerful Stoic technique called cognitive reappraisal. This is a three-step process. First, when you feel a strong negative emotion, you must isolate the judgment. Ask yourself, what specific thought or belief is causing this feeling? For example, if you feel anger in traffic, the thought might be, that person cut me off on purpose to disrespect me. Second, you must challenge the judgment. Ask, is this thought 100% true? Is it rational? Is there a less hostile interpretation? Perhaps the other driver was rushing to the hospital or simply made a mistake. This introduces doubt into the emotional certainty. Third, you must replace the judgment with a more rational and virtuous one. Replace "he disrespected me" with "his driving is outside of my control. My emotional response is within my control. I choose to remain calm." The benefits of mastering your emotions are the benefits of true liberation. You will be freed from the tyranny of your own moods. You will experience a profound and lasting sense of inner peace, the unshakable calm of the blacksmith. Your relationships will flourish as you become a source of stability and safety for others. Your decision-making will become clear and effective. You will develop a reputation as a man of immense self-control and wisdom. Your practice for this lesson is to catch one negative emotion today. Take it through the 3-step process. Isolate the thought, challenge it, and replace it. Feel the power as you temper the steel of your own mind. A man who has mastered his emotions is now free to create influence in the world, not through words, but through powerful, deliberate action. In our next lesson, we will explore this crucial shift. Let us know in the comments which emotion you are working to master. Lesson 4. Creating influence through action. Imagine the slow, persistent, and unstoppable force of a great river carving its way through a stone canyon. The river does not argue with the stone. It does not try to persuade it with charismatic speeches. It does not shout. It simply acts. Day after day, century after century, its steady, powerful, and consistent action grinds away even the hardest rock, reshaping the very landscape of the world. Your actions are this river. The inner conflict we face is our mistaken belief that influence is primarily a verbal skill. We believe that to get others to follow us, to adopt our ideas, or to respect our leadership, we must become masters of persuasion and rhetoric. The problem with this talk-first approach is that talk is cheap. Anyone can make a promise. Anyone can deliver a passionate speech about values like integrity, discipline, and hard work. But the world is full of people whose actions are a direct contradiction to their words. This creates a crisis of trust. When there is a gap between what you say and what you do, you destroy all of your credibility. People may listen to your words politely, but they will ultimately trust only the undeniable evidence of your actions. Over time, this creates a reputation for being inauthentic. This reputation becomes a kind of integrity debt that makes all your future attempts at verbal influence more difficult. Your words lose their value because they are not backed by the gold standard of your past actions. The transformative solution is to adopt the mindset of the river, to make your actions your primary form of communication. It is the commitment to live your philosophy so completely and so consistently that your example becomes your most powerful and persuasive argument. The core Stoic idea is perfectly captured by a famous quote from Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. This is the ultimate principle of Stoic leadership. Your character is not a set of beliefs you profess. It is a set of virtues you embody through your daily actions. Your influence is not something you project with your voice. It is something that radiates from the integrity of your deeds. A perfectly coherent life, where thoughts, words, and actions are in complete harmony, is the most influential state a man can achieve. You can begin to create influence through action with a simple, powerful rule, the action before words principle. First, before you talk about a new standard you want to set for your team or family, embody that standard yourself, silently, for at least a week. If you want more punctuality, be impeccably punctual yourself. If you want more positivity, be a source of unwavering positivity. Let them see the new standard in action before they ever hear about it. Second, before you make a promise to someone, take a small, concrete first step toward fulfilling it. This proves that your words are not just empty air, but are backed by the solid gold of immediate action. Third, let your work ethic be your loudest statement. Show up early, stay focused, deliver excellent results consistently. Your silent dedication will speak volumes more than any motivational speech ever could. The benefits of this action-oriented approach are immense. You will build a foundation of trust and credibility that is unshakable. The respect people have for you will be deep and real because it will be based on the undeniable evidence of your character. You will find that you need to manage people less because they will be inspired to follow your example. You will be free from the hypocrisy and inner conflict of saying one thing and doing another, leading to a profound sense of personal integrity. Your practice is to identify one value you often speak about. For the next 7 days, make a vow not to speak about it at all. Instead, find every possible opportunity to demonstrate it through your actions. To lead through action, especially in difficult times, you must possess an unshakable calm in the face of crisis. In our next lesson, we will learn how to forge this essential quality. If you believe action speaks louder than words, share this video. Lesson 5. Unshakable calm in crisis. Imagine the deep, silent ocean floor. Thousands of feet above, a violent hurricane rages. The surface is a scene of pure chaos and destruction. But on the deep ocean floor, there is only a profound, cold, and absolute calm. The surface storm is irrelevant to the stillness of the depths. This deep calm is the goal of the Stoic mind in a crisis. The inner conflict we face is that when a crisis hits, a job loss, a medical diagnosis, a betrayal, our mind becomes the surface of the storm. The external chaos triggers an internal chaos, and we are flooded with the primal, panicked instincts of fight, flight, or freeze. We feel that this panic is an uncontrollable, natural response. The problem is that panic is the enemy of reason, and in a crisis, reason is your only true weapon. Physiologically, a state of panic, driven by hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, actively shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought, creativity, and long-term planning. You are literally dumber in a panic. A mind consumed by panic cannot think strategically, cannot assess a situation clearly, and cannot find creative solutions. Panic compounds the crisis. It takes a difficult external situation and makes it a potential catastrophe by adding the internal disability of a non-functioning mind. The panicked man in a crisis is a liability to himself and to everyone around him. He makes rash decisions, he spreads fear, and he is incapable of effective action. His lack of inner calm makes him a victim of his circumstances. The transformative solution is to train your mind to become the deep ocean, to cultivate an unshakable core of operational calm that remains intact even when the surface of your life is a hurricane. The core Stoic idea here is that we must train for crisis in times of peace. Seneca wrote that we should treat fortune as a sparring partner, deliberately training with it to build our resilience. A Stoic does not hope that crisis will never come. A Stoic prepares for it relentlessly, so that when it does arrive, it is an expected challenge, not a terrifying shock to the system. This preparation is what allows for calm when others are panicking. It keeps your rational brain online and available for use. You can begin to forge this unshakable calm with two forms of training. The first is preemptive training. This involves deliberately and regularly exposing yourself to controlled doses of stress. This can be physical, like through intense exercise or cold showers, or psychological, like through public speaking or taking on a difficult project. This practice trains your nervous system to tolerate the sensations of stress without defaulting to a full-blown panic response. It expands your window of tolerance. The second form of training is in-the-moment practice. When you find yourself in a crisis, your first action must be to ground yourself using a multisensory technique like the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Force yourself to name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This technique violently pulls a panicked, future-oriented mind back into the present, objective reality. Only from this grounded place can you begin to think clearly. The benefits of developing this calm are the benefits of becoming a true leader of men and a master of your own life. You will be the person others turn to when things fall apart. Your ability to think clearly under extreme pressure will allow you to navigate crises effectively, turning potential disasters into manageable challenges. You will feel a profound sense of self-reliance, knowing that you possess an inner fortress that cannot be breached by external chaos. You will be the calm in the storm, the anchor for your family, your team, and your community. Your practice for this lesson is to choose one form of voluntary controlled stress and practice it consistently for the next week. It could be ending your shower with 30 seconds of cold water. Feel your resilience building. This unshakable calm is a key component of a broader quality, mental toughness. In our next lesson, we will explore how to develop this diamond-hard Stoic attribute. Lesson 6. Developing mental toughness. Imagine a lump of simple carbon, soft and unremarkable. Now imagine that same carbon subjected to immense, sustained and unrelenting pressure deep within the Earth's mantle for millions of years. This process transforms the soft carbon into a diamond, the hardest natural substance known to man. Its structure has been fundamentally changed by the pressure. It has become ordered, dense, and unbreakable. Your mind is that carbon. Mental toughness is that diamond. The inner conflict we face is a product of our modern world, which worships comfort and encourages us to avoid all forms of pressure and hardship at all costs. We are encouraged to keep our minds soft and untested. The problem with this avoidance of hardship is that it creates a soft, fragile mind. A mind that has never been tested, that has never been forced to endure difficulty, has no resilience. When real, unavoidable adversity inevitably strikes, and it will, a soft mind shatters. It gives in to despair, it wallows in victimhood, and it lacks the strength to persevere through pain. It's important to distinguish between being tough in a macho sense, which is often a brittle, ego-driven facade of not showing pain, and true mental toughness. Mental toughness is the genuine, flexible resilience to endure hardship while remaining virtuous, rational, and optimistic. It is not just about enduring, it is about enduring with purpose and character. The worship of comfort is a recipe for creating weak men who are incapable of handling the realities of a challenging world. The transformative solution is to see all of life's difficulties not as things to be avoided, but as opportunities to be embraced. It is the conscious decision to become the carbon that seeks out pressure, knowing that this is the only path to becoming the diamond. The core Stoic philosophy is that difficulty is an essential training partner for virtue. Seneca famously said that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, and that we should treat fortune as a sparring partner. Mental toughness is the diamond-hard resilience that is forged in the crucible of voluntary and involuntary hardship. It is the ability to endure, to persist, and to maintain your character, even when things are difficult, and even to find good in the struggle itself. You can begin to systematically develop your mental toughness with a shift in your daily mindset. First, learn to embrace difficult tasks. Each day, identify the hardest, most important thing on your to-do list, and do that first. This eat the frog approach trains your mind to tackle challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. Second, actively seek out intellectual challenges. Read difficult books that stretch your mind. Study complex subjects. Engage in thoughtful debate with people who are smarter than you. A mind that is accustomed to rigorous intellectual work is less likely to be overwhelmed by complex life problems. Third, have the difficult, necessary conversations you have been avoiding. Your willingness to face interpersonal discomfort for the sake of truth and connection is a powerful form of mental toughness training. The benefits of developing mental toughness are the benefits of becoming truly anti-fragile. A state where you not only withstand shocks, but you actually become stronger from them. You will develop a deep internal belief in your own ability to handle anything. The small annoyances of daily life will cease to affect you. You will find that your capacity for achievement grows, as you will no longer be deterred by the hard work and setbacks required for success. You will become a man of substance and grit, respected for your resilience and strength of character. Your practice is to identify one difficult task you have been procrastinating on. Today, take the first small step to begin it. This mental toughness, this inner diamond, allows you to radiate a powerful, confident energy without ever needing to speak a word. In our final lesson, we will explore this ultimate form of nonverbal leadership. Lesson 7. Radiating strength without words. Imagine the quiet, immense, and invisible force of gravity emanating from the sun. It does not need to announce itself. It does not need to make a sound or a speech. Its very being, its immense mass and density, creates a powerful gravitational field that silently and effortlessly holds the entire solar system in a state of stable, predictable order. The planets orbit the sun not because they are told to, but because it is the natural response to the sun's immense, radiant presence. This is the final stage of Stoic leadership, where your strength is something you radiate, not something you project. The inner conflict we face is seeing all these lessons as separate techniques to be performed, rather than as integrated aspects of a new way of being. We think strength is something we do. The problem with a technique-based mindset is that it remains superficial and inauthentic. If you are merely acting calm or performing discipline, you will eventually be exposed as a fraud, especially under pressure. People have a highly attuned sensitivity for incongruence. They can feel the difference between a man who is trying to project strength and a man who simply is strong. A performance, no matter how skilled, lacks the weight, density, and gravitational pull of an embodied reality. It is a hollow shell, and it will not command true, lasting respect or influence. It is the difference between a performer and a craftsman. A performer needs an audience and applause. A craftsman finds deep, quiet satisfaction in the quality of the work itself. The goal is to become the craftsman of your own character. The transformative solution is the final, crucial step of integration, where you move from doing Stoicism to being Stoic. It is the point where all the separate practices, the silent observation, the emotional mastery, the daily discipline, the mental toughness, coalesce into a single, unified, and authentic character. Your quiet strength is no longer a tool you wield, it is simply who you are. Your calm is no longer a state you strive for, it is your natural resting state. This is when you cease to be a small object trying to exert force on the world, and you become a center of gravity, a sun whose very nature silently and effortlessly organizes the world around it. Your presence becomes your message. Your legacy is not something calculated after you die. It is created in the present moment with every interaction. This final stage is not reached through a new, secret technique. It is achieved through the one thing that turns all knowledge into wisdom: consistent, dedicated, and sincere practice over a long period of time. The actionable step here is a lifelong vow. It is the commitment to the daily, often unglamorous work of self-mastery. It is waking up each day and renewing your commitment to observe your thoughts, to control your impulses, to act with virtue, and to build your inner citadel, brick by brick. It is the transition from thinking about the notes to simply playing the music from the heart. The goal is not to one day arrive at a destination called the perfect Stoic, but to find profound meaning and joy in the process of walking the path itself, of being a perpetual student of wisdom, a prokopton, one who is always making progress. The benefit of this ultimate embodiment is the achievement of the highest aim of Stoic philosophy, eudaimonia. This is a state of human flourishing, of deep well-being, purpose, and tranquility that is completely immune to the winds of fortune. Your presence alone will become an ordering force for good in your family, your work, and your community. Your influence will be deep, effortless, and lasting because it will be born from the undeniable truth of your character. You will have achieved the ultimate form of power by mastering yourself. Your final practice is not a task, but a question to carry with you for the rest of your life. At the beginning of each day, ask yourself, how can I more fully embody the man I wish to be today? You have explored the 7 pillars of leading without talking. From the power of silence to the radiance of an embodied strength, this is the Stoic path to developing a presence so powerful and a calm so unshakable that your words become secondary. True leadership is not heard, it is felt. Thank you for your time and your commitment with Stoic Ruler. If this journey has provided you with value, please support our mission by liking this video, commenting with your own insights, and subscribing for more wisdom on the path to an unshakable life.